Over the summer, a wildfire threatened the water supply coming from the Yakima-Tieton Irrigation Canal, and repairs are being completed to make sure it's ready for the next year's irrigation season. John Franklin tells us more.
It was a pretty scary time. It was pretty challenging for our crews. Reclamation crews were out here on scene helping us. They were clearing trees that were over the canal, while our crews were inside the canal trying to clear big boulders.
This over 100-year-old canal has survived quite a few catastrophes. First there was the Mount St. Helens eruption covering this whole thing in ash, and now more recently there was a rimrock retreat fire.
And now the conditions are much worse than they were back after Mount St. Helens, because after Mount St. Helens erupted, everything was still green and growing. That's not the case up there right now, as you can see around here.
The rimrock retreat fire caused an emergency 3-day shutdown of the Yakima-Tieton Irrigation Canal.
There were huge boulders, some of them 3 and 4 foot in diameter, that were rolling down through this canal. And if you can imagine the damage that those boulders did to the bottom of the canal as they were rolling down under the water, we had a lot of repairs to make.
Workers and contractors have worked hard since then to repair the damage on the canal as much as they can.
We came back and repaired the side panels, did a lot of concrete repairs, and since then we've come in and repaired all of the timber structures, the animal crossings, the animal ramps. We had a bridge that had to be rebuilt.
They made sure that the canal could keep providing water to the community to avoid any sort of an economic disaster.
I mean, this canal is the lifeblood of the Yakima Valley, and it supports over $700 million a year in crop revenue alone. Just in the gross crop revenue is $700 million. And there's been studies that have been done, and a complete catastrophic failure of this canal, the economic impacts to the community would exceed $3 billion.
Stakeholders came up with a 3-phase plan to keep the canal operational. Phase 1 was making sure the canal could finish the season without a catastrophic failure.
Phase 2 is trying to stabilize the environment, cover and protect this infrastructure so that next season we can start up and run at full system operation.
Phase 3 is to identify a long-term solution.
You know, the district has recently settled in on a preferred alternative, which is to replace the lower half of the canal with a gravity tunnel and replace the upper half with a retrofit, whether it's a pipe inside the canal or lining the canal and covering the canal.
Reporting at the Yakima-Tieton Canal for Action News, I'm John Franklin.
Thanks, John. The district's preferred solution would cost over $240 million, and they are actively seeking state and federal support to make that vision a reality.